withdraw appointment of, I think it's a butchery. So that's where we are now. So there's a solution. We've come to a certain solution. So I think the strike is on hold.
Also coming up, former Attorney General Godfrey Dame responds to Attorney General Dominic Ayine over dropping of some high-profile cases. Will bring you some updates still in the bulletin.
We don't know what it's going to happen. We are just hoping something good to come from Nazareth. We try getting them, but it has not gone through yet. We are still trying to find a way to meet them so that we can have an engagement with them and know the way forward.
Renal patients express apprehension over fate of the free dialysis initiative following several attempts to engage government over future of initiative. We'll hear from a member of the 2024 NDC Manifesto Committee on Health who says the initiative needs to be inculcated into the NHIS policy before continuation.
Until that is brought to Parliament and necessary adjustment made into the policy or into a law, then it becomes a challenge.
And later in the bulletin, Defense, Interior and Lands Ministers embark on a 3-member interministerial visit to the Afari Military Hospital to assess its status.
This will be an exception. The end of the delay is now. By September, we must get this hospital functioning.
We have details of these and more stories coming your way in the next 30 minutes. Remember, the news is live across the globe on citynewsroom.com. Around the country, we're live on a number of affiliate stations. If you're in the Western region, tune into Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade. In Abunun region, find us on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyai. In the Shanti region, this is Adwempa 99.9 FM in Inkarie. Volta region, tune into Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi, Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope. In the Northern region, this is Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In Upper East, find us on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Northeast region, this is Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
We're grateful for your company this afternoon. We begin the bulletin from the presidency. And President John Dramani Mahama is expected to reassign Samuel Adumboche from the Births and Deaths Registry following opposition from the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOGSAG. Now, the group had planned a nationwide strike on February 20, 2025, citing concerns that Mr. Boche was politically exposed and unfit to lead the institution. CLOGSAG argued that the position should remain apolitical to ensure impartiality in the registry's operations. Deputy Government spokesperson Shamima Muslim Al-Hassan has been speaking to City News on the engagement.
In the spirit of cooperation and understanding, the presidency has had some conversations with the leadership of CLOGSAG, and we have agreed to reassign Mr. Samuel Adumboche from the Registry of Birth and Death. And we have done so because we have come into knowledge of the fact that there's a pending matter before the law courts on the precedent that was set by the outgone government, where they appointed a non-civil servant to that same position. So the appointment of Mr. Samuel Adumboche was merely following that precedent, but we have had our attention drawn to the fact of the pending law case, and because this government remains a listening government committed to building our institutions and working cooperatively together, government has decided to reassign Mr. Boche.
Deputy Government spokesperson Shamima Muslim Al-Hassan. Meanwhile, the Civil and Local Government Staff Association, CLOGSAG, has agreed to put a strike on hold pending official notice from the presidency. However, the association maintains that their decision to undertake a strike is their democratic right and was necessitated to effect a change. Isaac Bampuado is Executive Secretary of CLOGSAG.
Yeah, I think we issued our statement yesterday, and since mid-afternoon, we've been having discussions with the presidency. So there's a solution. We've come to a certain solution. So I think the strike is on hold. Government agreed to withdraw appointment of, I think it's a butchery. So that's where we are now. We are waiting for the official statement. Now, going on strike is our democratic right. So I don't see, well, we know our strategy. We've had discussions with the presidency prior to this appointment on this same issue. So it was not a hasty decision. And this decision was approved by our council. So whatever has happened now, we need to lay it before our council. That's why I'm saying it's on hold, because council will have to call it off. Whatever information happening, we lay it before council.
So that's Isaac Bampuado. He's Executive Secretary of Clockstark. Now, persons battling kidney conditions are concerned about the implementation of the free dialysis initiative. The previous New Patriotic Party government introduced the initiative after a 6-month partial subsidy for some categories of patients. Now, although there has been no indication of its cancellation, kidney patients say the government's silence on its status is worrying. President of the Renal Patients Association, Bafo Kojo Ahenkra, told Citi News that efforts to engage the government have so far been unsuccessful.
Now, everybody will be asking me, President, what is the way forward? What is the way forward? The feeling is not good. Almost every day I can get about 100 calls from patients. And not only in Kolebu alone. It's nationwide. Kumasi will be calling, Tamale will be calling, Ifi Kwanta. All of them are calling. They want to know our fate. That is the more reason I want to engage them as early as possible so that we see the way forward. And we'll get to know what we are, how the whole thing is going to be about. Well, the feeling is not good. So I tell you, when we started this thing, the mortality rate has gone down drastically. You hardly hear somebody has passed on. Even though it's there, it's very expensive. We cannot buy our medications. We cannot buy our drugs. We are not able to do our labs. All those challenges are there. So, if we to scrap this thing off to come and add up to this thing, and we don't know what is going to happen. But we are just hoping something good will come from Nazareth. We tried getting them, but it has not gone through yet. We are still trying to find a way to meet them, so that we can have an engagement with them and know the way forward. But for now, we've not got the opportunity to meet them yet. So we are still hoping to get the opportunity to meet them before the month ends so that we'll know our fate.
You heard the president of the Renal Patients Association, Bafo Kojo Ahenkra. Meanwhile, member of parliament for Lambusi and a member of the 2024 NDC Manifesto Committee on Health, Professor Titus Bayo, says the initiative may face challenges unless it is inculcated or included in the NHIS formula.
The previous government declared the policy, but this has to be captured in the NHIS formula. So until that is brought to Parliament and the necessary adjustment made, and it made into the policy or into a law, then it becomes a challenge. But I do know that His Excellency, even while we were in opposition, was very committed to making sure that dialysis care is accessible. So I'm sure that in the next budget and appropriation, when the National Health Insurance formula is being calculated, it is something that may be captured so that there can be some access to dialysis services. But more importantly, the party is focused also on making sure that we reduce the burden of chronic kidney diseases that leads to the dialysis, because the dialysis is not very sustainable. So one of the things we've talked about is increasing screening. So we are going to have clinics in markets, in lorry stations and all of that, so that people can screen and know their status with this non-communicable disease like diabetes, hypertension, that ultimately lead to chronic kidney failure.
You heard a member of parliament for Lambusi and a member of the 2024 NDC Manifesto Committee on Health, Professor Titus Bayo. Now, the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Ebodame, is addressing the press in response to the dropping of some high-profile cases in the country and a subsequent explanation by the current Attorney General, Dominic Ayene, to same. Let's cross over now and listen to him.
As having established a case for the accused persons in that Opuni case to answer. Indeed, Dr. Opuni had closed his case. Said Agungu had called about 10 witnesses. Dr. Ayene, in the face of the holdings of the various courts, that there was a case for the accused persons to answer in respect of the over 27 charges filed in the Opuni case, proceeded to embark on a scathing attack on the work of the prosecution's division of the Office of the Attorney General, over which he is now superintending, as a ruse to justify the withdrawal of the case. The simple question that begs for answer is, Why would the Attorney General, who is supposed to be acting in the interest of the Republic, be arguing strenuously in favor of the Defense Counsel and against the Republic when all the Superior Court had stated that Dr. Opuni and 2 others had a case to answer? If the new Attorney General was of the view that the accused had a strong case and would be acquitted, why did he not wait for the accused to establish this through a trial? Is it the case that counsel for the accused told him after his extensive discussions with them that they were not sure of securing the acquittal of their clients, and therefore they would prefer the Attorney General to bail them out through a withdrawal of their charges? Fellow Ghanaians, in purported rationalization that counsel for the accused of the government decision told him the opening case, after the Attorney General most bizarrely attacked the integrity of a retired justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Clemens Onyenigwa, and the Honorable Chief Justice, albeit unjustifiably. Dr. Ayene claimed that a perjury application filed by Dr. Stephen Opuni against a witness was not heard by Justice Onyenigwa, and that, in his words, this is most attacked the integrity of a retired justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Clemens Onyenigwa, and the Honorable Chief Justice, albeit unjustifiably. Dr. Ayene claimed that a perjury application filed by Dr. Stephen Opuni against a witness was not heard by Justice Onyenigwa, and that, in his words, this is most unacceptable. Regrettably, this is another falsehood, Dr. Ayene's press statement. The trial court ruled on the application. The applicant proceeded to the Court of Appeal by filing a notice of appeal. I repeat that the tendency of an Attorney General to make untruthful allegations against the prosecuting team and judges sitting on cases being prosecuted by his office is highly unprofessional. What we see, and this is exactly what we see from Dr. Ayene 3 weeks into his tenure. His actions constitute an attack on the very office he is now head of. Dr. Ayene stated further in his press statement, and I quote, "When in accordance with law and practice, Justice Anochi Jima decided he was going to hold a de novo trial in the same Opuni case, he was instantly transferred to Kumasi, and the case was allocated to a new judge who then proceeded to adopt proceedings." End of quote. This is another plain falsehood and a rehash of the unfounded allegations made by NDC commentators in the media space. If Dr. Ayene had taken pains to examine the file in the Opuni matter, as he should have done, he would have found that it was not a new trial judge who adopted proceedings for the trial to continue. The then Attorney General, my humble self, was compelled to file an appeal against the order of Justice Anochi Jima for the proceedings to start de novo or afresh after they closed the prosecution's case and the defense had opened their case. The Court of Appeal allowed the Attorney General's appeal and ordered that the proceedings be adopted before the trial court. It took about 3 months for the appeal to be heard and determined. Before the conclusion of the appeal, the Honorable Chief Justice, in exercise of her powers under the Constitution, at the time that the proceedings in the Opuni matter had effectively been stayed due to the pendency of the appeal at the Court of Appeal, transferred the trial judge, Justice Anochi Jima, to the High Court, Kumasi, at the time that Justice Anochi Jima indeed had not even started hearing the matter at all. The display of unfamiliarity by the current Attorney General of facts regarding cases he withdraws from the various courts and speak about in the media is shocking. Ghana must be seriously worried. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I say that I deem the press conference hurriedly assembled by the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, as a knee-jerk reaction to genuine concerns raised by well-meaning Ghanaians on the attempt by the NDC government to whitewash the crimes of persons who served in the NDC government and, as far as the law would allow, clothed them with perpetual immunity from being prosecuted for crimes committed against the Republic of Ghana.
For this, you're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, Defense, Interior and Lands Ministers embark on a 3-member interministerial visit to the Afari Military Hospital to assess its status. We have details of this and more stories coming up shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful and the people, the connection.
Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th.
The millet tozafi, the corn tozafi, we have the tubani, we have the wache, we have the dawadawa jollof rice. We also serve the local northern beverages. That's pito and zonko.
Taste the essence of Ghana.
The first one I was here, the second one I was here, the third one I was here, this one and the fourth one. And it's now not just a bazaar, it's a festival now. And I'm so excited because this is what we should be doing.
Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Each week, delve into what makes us Ghanaians.
Owusu is a general account name. It's Dev's character. Owusu. So that is why the appellation is Owusu Eduam. You see, when an Ashanti is Eduam, it means something that belongs to him. So Dev's character, he comes to you and grab you as if it belongs to him.
Explore our places of interest, feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
Let's go to the Hayford, Mensa Saba, Background, Sergeant Ajete, and all who fought.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back to the news. Let's bring you some more stories. Now, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Emmanuel Amakufibua, the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, and the Defense Minister, Dr. Edward Omanebwama, have visited the Afari Military Hospital in the Ashanti region to assess the state of the project. Now, the 500-bed capacity hospital, which began construction in 2014 under the Mahama-led government, is yet to be completed and operationalized. Our Defense Minister, Dr. Edward Omanebwama, has, however, reassured that the hospital will be completed by September 2025. Inspecting the facility, he expressed regret over the prolonged delay since its commencement. Dr. Omanebwama stressed that the NDC government's commitment to its completion as part of its resetting agenda. Now, he also urged project contractors to collaborate with his ministry and other stakeholders to expedite the process.
Next week, and we go through the case of government as we inherited it. This project that commenced in 2014, that should have been completed just in 40 months. We shall also get the Ministry of Finance involved. I mean it, and I'm serious about this, because we've experienced this 2015-2016 regarding the police hospital, and the Minister for the Interior is here. The police hospital project in Accra, we've experienced the same thing, leading to delays upon delays upon delays. This will be an exception. The end of the delay is now. By September, we must get this hospital functioning.
You heard the Defense Minister, Edward Omanebwama. Now, the Finance Minister, Dr. Kesiel Atuforsen, is expected to present the maiden budget of the Mahama government to Parliament on Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Parliament in its January this year approved over 68 billion cedis as a mini budget for January to March 2025. While speaking on the floor of Parliament, Majority Leader Mahama Yarega also indicated that the presidency has proposed that the State of the Nation address by President Mahama should be presented on February 27, 2025.
The Minister for Finance has indicated that he would want to present the budget either on the 10th or 11th, but I told him the 10th is a Monday, and since we don't sit on Mondays, 11 March is a more appropriate date for him to present the budget. So 11 March 11 March is the date that the minister proposes to bring the budget to us for consideration. The Office of the President has also communicated that the State of the Nation address, if we are available as a House, can be presented on the 27th of February. On the 27th of February. So that is the provisional date that is the Office of the President has communicated to us regarding the presentation of the State of the Nation by His Excellency the President.
You heard the majority leader in Parliament, Mahama Yarga. Away from that now, the Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana, Daro Bosu, has raised concerns over a surge in illegal mining activities in the eastern, western and western north regions following the government transition. Now, his comments follow the burning of 4 excavators by officials from the Chibi division of the Forestry Commission after they were found mining near the Etiwa forest. Mr. Bosu described the Commission's action as a strong stance against illegal mining.
For me, I think that this is a demonstration of zero tolerance, and the Forestry Commission needs to be lauded. Now, I need to also say that because our team is also on the ground, we have inside information on some of these illegal activities and how they develop. What we have seen around the Atiwa forest now, for some time now, is that illegal miners deliberately start working on the fringes of the forest reserve and gradually improve. So today you go there, you go to a location, you see people working just by the boundary. They are not in the forest, so you obviously can't take any action on them. But even with that, you should take action because it's an illegal activity and they shouldn't be where they are. But it looks like since the transition began, everybody has taken to the field and assumed that they can go anywhere and start digging. We have seen the escalation of illegal activities in the eastern region, also in the western region, western north. And this is very, very worrying. So the activities of these particular people, I mean, they have been monitored for some time now, for more than 2 weeks now. And we have records of them moving gradually and also mowing down some trees within the enclave of the forest reserve. So it's not that the Forestry Commission just got up one day and decided, let's go and burn some excavators. No, there was cause, there was an illegality, there was an impunity, and you cannot just go and work and mine in the forest reserve. It is not done.
Well, still on the burning of excavators, Zarabosu indicated that it will serve as a deterrent to other illegal miners, considering how other confiscated mining materials have been treated.
If it were some other jurisdiction, I would have said that would have been a very good way to put the confiscated excavators to good use. But we've seen how these things have been handled locally. It is not far-fetched if you decide that because of the difficulty in managing a confiscated asset and also possibly the likelihood of these assets being given back to the perpetrators again through some political influence and all of that, you decide right there on the spot to destroy them. I mean, we have had incidences where confiscated elephant tax and all of these things have been burned, weapons and goods and medicine and all of these things have been burnt and destroyed and all of that. If this equipment is being used to perpetuate an illegality, and we don't have a system to confiscate, manage them until the right thing is done, then the very summary decision to destroy them for me can be an action also to serve as a deterrent.
You heard the Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana, Daro Bosu. Well, the Ghana Tourism Authority, GTA, says National Chocolate Day was introduced to boost local consumption of chocolate and cocoa products. The initiative, launched by the ministry in 2005, encourages Ghanaians to appreciate the health and nutritional benefits of cocoa while promoting chocolate as a symbol of love on Valentine's Day. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, GTA's Director of Corporate Affairs, Jones Nelson, says the celebration is to support Ghana's chocolate industry.
Basically, it was instituted by the then Ministry of Tourism in 2005 to boost the local consumption of chocolate, use chocolate as expression of love during Valentine's, and then also highlight the health and nutritional benefits of cocoa and other chocolate and other cocoa-based products. So the idea is to use chocolate as a symbol of love, to share and care. And then until then, 2001, we've been doing it in collaboration with Cocoa Board, cocoa processing company. So in 2021, we decided to extended celebrations to a week-long celebration. So we have media engagement, we have visits to local community, we do what we call melting moments, and then chocolate experience. We go to the school deprived area, share with them. And this year, we've outlined a number of activities. So our regional offices, they are visiting the pediatric department of every regional hospital to distribute some chocolates to them.
You heard the Director of Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority, Jones Nelson. Meanwhile, Citi News has been speaking to some Ghanaians on their plans for the Valentine's Day.
The rest of the evening is for my wife and my kids. So we intend to get to a joint, have a point to kill kind of fish, a grilled one, of course, at least to show love to each other.
For me personally, I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriend and maybe do something fun, try to video chat her and try to send her funny. I'm just going to play games with my friends.
Now, what about your family?
My family, they don't chop Valentine.
I actually don't have a plan. I just want to sleep because I don't have a girlfriend. Maybe go watch other people having fun.
The plan I have is going to church this evening. Yeah, we're having a program. It's one night with love. They said they'll be showing some, what's the name? The missing condom.
Well, you heard some Ghanaians sharing their plans for today on the Valentine's Day. Let's bring you some other stories now. The Mobile Money Advocacy Group Ghana has condemned the killing of a mobile money vendor at Krofrom in the Ashanti region. The attack, which occurred in broad daylight, has left residents in shock. Eyewitnesses say armed robbers approached the vendor's shop, demanded money, and shot her twice when she resisted. While speaking to Citi News, the group's Director of Operations, Stephen Gorman, urged mobile money operators to prioritize their personal safety.
Really anyone mobile money vendor, whether he or she being part of our association of it affects the whole ecosystem because it should be a national security concern. I'm sometimes just so surprised that sometimes leadership, when it comes to our government, they don't take on these things. Meanwhile, how much mobile money generates the billions of citizens, the mobile money the revenue of this economy. But we, the agents that are the main pillars of the business, there's no protection arrangement for us. There's no protection arrangement. And when it's happening like that, somebody can also decide to stop doing the business. Especially those around that vicinity, that the thing happens. Any agent around that place, some might decide to stop doing the business. And it's also for the long run come back to affect revenue. And customers also will end up being stranded because sometimes the whole area, because of that, some have stopped work and everybody is struggling to do a transaction.
You heard the Director of Operations at the Mobile Money Agency Advocacy Group, Stephen Gorman. Before we go, the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service is currently embarking on a cholera vaccination exercise targeting over 300,000 people in Accra. Now, more than 4,000 cases have been recorded in the Greater Accra, Eastern, Central, Ashanti and Western regions, resulting in over 40 deaths. Citi News sources at the ministry indicate that similar vaccination exercises will be held in other regions subsequently. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. Log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. I am Ajua Tinkrama Domina. Many thanks for your company. Good afternoon.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
Citi 97.3. More variety.
This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th, as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful and the people, the connection.
Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th.
The millet tozafi, the corn tozafi, we have the tubani, we have the wache, we have the dawa jollof rice. We also serve the local northern beverages, that's pito and zonko.
Taste the essence of Ghana.
The first one I was here,